So welcome everybody to our Wednesday webinar. Vicious welcome. You can take it away and give us an amazing presentation on Bhutan.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for joining us this morning. Well, it is 10:30 here in India, and I'm up north in the mountains, and I am joined by a couple of my colleagues here, Prerna, Yogarat, Stenzing, Sunil, and they have just come back from Bhutan in June. They were there for a 2.5-week site inspection trip, so everybody's fresh Bhutan in their heads. And so Bhutan, of course, I think one of the most elusive countries in today's time. Or some people call it the last Shangri-La, still very well intact as a country, because I think they were very clever when they started to introduce tourism. They made a choice of having a low impact, high value tourism coming into the country, and they laid down the tourism rules and values according to that. And even today, as you know, Bhutan is a country which is landlocked between India to the south and eastern borders and Tibet, China on the north. So of course they have very close relationship with India. It's a country which is still with less than 1 million people live in this country. The entire landmass of the country, as per the records available, 74% is still forest, and the rest is a bit of development here and there. Bhutan is deeply rooted in Buddhism as per traditional values. It emphasizes on harmony, it emphasizes on mutual respect, connection to nature. This is evident from, when we go through the presentation, which is just started now, which will run in a loop, and we can keep asking questions later on. I think the essence of the people here is living with happiness, and I think that's what this country is known in the world today. Happiness, the best happiness index in the world, or in the other words, happiest country in the world. I think their priority is well-being of its citizens, not prioritizing material wealth, which we all are so much into in the Western world and in our world where we live. Their holistic approach is about cultural preservation, about environmental conservation, good governance, and spiritual well-being. I think that's what makes Bhutan so different from the rest of the world. When we talk about gross national happiness, what does that mean? It means they focus on just economic growth, psychological well-being, time balance between them, cultural diversity, health, education, and they approach the development in a very sustainable way and inclusive, prioritizing the needs and happiness of its citizen. They do share very strong social bonds between them, sense of community living. And I think one of the most proudest moments for every Bhutanese is that they wear their national dress with pride every single day when they step out of their homes. This is something which you don't see anywhere in the world in today's time. They are very, very conscious about their environment. They are very conscious about how much tourism they really want to have in the country. And they do put in very strict do's and don'ts for travelers who come and make the journeys to their country in a very balanced way, in a very welcoming way. It's not that it is rigid or it's tight. For them, the most important is their traditional handicrafts, arts, festivals, which they promote and they celebrate with a lot of joy. In cities like Thimphu, which is the capital, there are some incredible cultural centers which are keeping their old handicrafts still alive in every aspect, and the young Bhutanese people take pride in enrolling themselves to these handicraft centers to keep their traditions and cultures vibrant and alive and sending them across the world. They also have a very good, because a small population, they have a free education system for their citizens, which is of course great. Uh, Bhutan also has a very stable political system, a strong government which is committed to its citizens. Now, all this, I think, over the years has evolved in giving into a very stable uh, community and a stable country. And as they opened to tourism several years ago, and that mystical aspect of Bhutan, the Tiger Nest Monastery, which you have seen, and the larger monasteries, they are more like temples or zongs, as they call them. It created a buzz in the Western world to visit this wonderful country. And as the government opened up, slowly they built a great infrastructure. In the last 15 years, especially, um, a lot of hotel chains like the Six Senses, the Amankoras, and a lot of individuals, boutique hotels came in. The product, the delivery, the quality went up many folds. In the past, I remember when we started doing Bhutan 29 years ago, we were very restricted to 3-star kind of hotels, but eventually everything changed, and the new set of infrastructure came in, and it went to the next level. Of course, there are a lot of experiential travel, which is part of the whole experience. So how a Bhutan trip works is, of course, we put together a trip for 6 nights or 8 nights. Everything is customized for all our clients or their clients, because we only do B2B. Visiting the important places like Paro, where the airport is, Punakha, and then going more east towards the Indian border. But it's not only about monasteries, it's not only about visiting these zongs, it's also about a lot of experiential travel on the ground. Bhutan is very well known for its culinary. So there are a lot of culinary experiences which clients go through, whether they are in some local villages or at the hotels or at some special restaurants. Traditional Bhutanese cuisine is well known for its cheese and chilies, but there is a lot of variety which should not be worried for the Western clients. As the new hotels have come in, everything is so well balanced with the taste. So you do get a taste of the local cuisine, but you can also stick to the Western style food at times. So there's a new trend also, which is very popular around the world, is farm to table, which happens in certain hotels and in certain places around there. Of course, most of the hotels also have a lot of unique dining experiences. As you can see in one of the slides, which is in the loop, some of my colleagues were there. And one thing they really make pride, all clients, is to dress up one evening in the Bhutanese style costumes, leading to a perfect evening for clients, which I think clients really appreciate, and they love that. Their national sport is archery, which they all take pride in a big way to celebrate that sport. But whenever you're driving through Bhutan, almost every second village, you will see little kids, youngsters trying their heart on archery, and our guys are so well trained that they would make the car stop and just walk you into a village and experience that aspect. Bhutan also has its own very unique couple of festivals. Some of the festivals are during springtime, which is especially in Paro. There are some festivals later in September in Thimphu, which is the national festival. They also have some festivals during November. It's called the Black Nectarine Festival. So some of the festivals are also these festivals happening in the monasteries, like Punakha or Paro. And these are mass dance festivals. The whole colors come alive. The whole well, there are some questions we'll answer later. Apart from the experiential travel, somebody wants to do a day of mountain biking through paddy fields, through villages. Somebody wants to do a small soft hike, especially for if there is a family going to travel with their kids. So there is enough for everyone. If anybody wants to go for a rafting trip, Bhutanese, being 84% of the population being Buddhist, or they follow the life of Buddhism. I think rest 16% is Hindus there. So a lot of things revolve around ceremonies in temples, in monasteries. So part of the experiential travel is also where clients can also host their own prayer flag, also go to monasteries and light up some butter lamps for praying for their families, also trying some skills on painting a tanka or a prayer flag. So these are all experiential things, So there is a lot happening there in terms of clients doing a lot of off-beaten things than just seeing monasteries and monasteries and monasteries. With all these hotels like Amankora, Six Senses, and also a lot of standalone single boutique hotels, they also have their own spas or wellness places where after a long day, clients can go relax, ease out. A lot of hotels also have their morning yoga and meditation classes, which are all inclusive, which are part of the package. Now, the way Bhutan also works is it's a whole package which includes your hotels, guides, cars, entrance fees, all experiential travel part of the program, all meals. So once clients are there, they really don't have to dig into their pockets. It's if of course if they have to do shopping, it's just over there. Also, the entire trip is led by a local guide who's very passionate about his country, who has a lot of knowledge about his country, and he really brings you to a journey where he really unveils Bhutan page by page or day by day, giving clients a fabulous time. Now, having said all that, Bhutan also has something called a sustainable development fees, which every client must pay as part of the package. And this sustainable fees is $100 per person per day. And this is part of the package. So the number of days clients stay in the country, this fees is collected by the government, but of course it is part of the package which we provide. And the government uses this money for development, tourism schemes, or building something for tourism-related project. There is a small visa application fees, which is about $40. We, as your partner or a DMC on the ground, process all the papers. We process all the visas. We process all in what is required. Some of the hotel chains which are in Bhutan are Taj Hotels. There is the UMA, the Como Hotels, and Lee Meridian, and a lot of small boutique hotels with 5 rooms, with 10 rooms, a lot of taste, a lot of character. Importantly, especially for the North American market, people always ask, how do you get people to Bhutan? Now, Bhutan has a national airlines called the Druk Air. They fly to key cities, of course, in India. They fly into Delhi, they fly into Dubai, they fly into Bangkok, they fly into Singapore. So clients wanting to fly from North America into Bhutan can use these gateways to get into Bhutan. Dubai flight, they started very recently, sometime last year, I think was in October. Yes. And they fly twice a week from Paro, is the main international airport in Bhutan. And they fly twice a week from Dubai to Paro. And I think Emirates flies through so many gateways across North America. So it becomes very, very easy for guests to fly on an Emirates flies to Dubai and from Dubai fly into Bhutan. But having said that, they also fly to Bangkok, they also fly to Singapore. So it's and of course to Delhi. Delhi has always been a big gateway for flying into Bhutan, or even Kathmandu is another gateway because Druk Air also flies to Kathmandu. So there are about 5, 6 airports in Southeast Asia where people could fly into Bhutan. Of course, there are also a couple of do's and don'ts for every country. And Bhutan, of course, has its own do's and don'ts as well. They said, you're not allowed to smoke in public. It is also one of the most cleanest countries in the world. And they take a big pride in keeping it that way. They said that you don't need to feed animals there. They do not photograph in restricted areas, but your guide tells you you don't spit in public, you don't litter anything. They are a bit on a model like Japan in their own small way, I think, you know. But the most important thing is these people take so much of pride in show causing their country the way it is, and it is really one of the most untouched Shangri-Las left in the world, where happiness is the way of life. You know? I think I'm going to end there by saying thank you for being here. We are happy to take any questions once we finish, and thank you for being here. Thanks.
Thank you, Vishwas. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. We do have a few questions for you. So what are the best weather months to travel? And how long should visitors stay?
Springtime is really one of the best times to be going to Bhutan. I would say March, April, or mid-February till end of April. After that, the monsoon kind of sets in, and then autumn, October, November till December, you know.
And this is the same thing for first time people going there. Yeah, first.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the duration can be from 8 nights to 12 nights.
Okay.
On a very easy paced trip.
Amazing. What do you suggest is the best period to visit the country? You just said it. Do you have guides in Spanish?
Yes, we have guides in Spanish, we have guides in French, we have guides in German, and of course, English.
Very good. How much is the fee again?
$100. That is the sustainable development fees, which the government charges per person per day.
Okay. If you were adding on to a Bhutan trip, where would you recommend? As you mentioned, Singapore, Bangkok, Delhi, Dubai are options, right?
Kathmandu as well, Nepal as well.
Nepal.
So a lot of people do is when they do Bhutan, especially coming from there, they always do say Nepal and Bhutan, or a couple of days in India doing Golden Triangle and Bhutan.
So how much time in advance do clients need to plan their trips?
I would say 6 months.
6 months. Is there a minimum of people that they allow on a monthly basis into Bhutan?
No, there is no figure or restriction to that.
Okay.
Minimum 2 people on a private trip. Mostly it's private trips in Bhutan.
Right. For an 8-night itinerary, how many times would you change hotels?
3 or 4. 2 nights each usually in each place. But if some clients wanted slow paced, then we would do 3 hotels, 3 places. And there is enough to do for people.
Average budget for a 10-day trip, and I'm sure it varies between the category of the hotels and many other. So maybe you can give us an idea for a 4-star, for a 5-star, so people have a better idea on that.
Well, it's a difficult question, to be honest, Caesar, to answer off like this. But I mean, for a 10-night trip, it could be $700 per person per day, depending on the hotel, to $1,200, $1,400 per person per day. And it is all inclusive. Right? It includes food, guide, transport, hotels, entrance fees, everything, except flights into Bhutan and out. You're on mute, Caesar. You're on mute.
How reliable is the drag air operation?
Very reliable. Very, very reliable. They fly usually the Airbus 319, 320 Neons, and they are very good. They've had the latest planes now. Because they fly the small, not the bigger planes, because they don't need bigger planes to Bhutan.
Is a visa required?
Yes, and we process the visas for clients when we are booking the trip.
And this is because, we handle the US market, Mexico and Canada. Is for all of them they need visas or just for the
Yes.
US? Yeah,
Yes.
Mexico
For
and
everybody needs.
okay, very good.
Well, it's more like a travel permit, a visa, and without that travel permit visa, you cannot board a Druk Air flight, and that is issued by the Ministry of Tourism of Bhutan for every traveler coming into Bhutan. Even us, as I mean, recently 4 people from the management team went to Bhutan. It was exactly the same process. The entry permit or so-called visa comes in from the Ministry of Tourism.
Very good. Thank you. Do you have a
And there's
sample
a very
Oh,
so
sorry, go
sorry. The
ahead.
visa is only $40, for example.
The visa what?
Visa is $40 from the government.
$40. Okay. Um, do you have a sample itinerary and what's the golden triangle, by the way, if you have anything that you can share? Yes, you do, right?
Yes, yes, of course we can share.
Yeah, we have just for everybody to know, we have a lot of sample itineraries. We have a beautiful women's trip in India as well that is very well received. So we can share some of those itineraries with you as well. And thank you, Tina, for the question. Can you give a broad idea of budget? Well, you pretty much did with the 1,200, right? A day. Is that correct, Vishwas?
Yes. Again, I said depends on the hotels. Now, somebody had a question about the price in a double room or something. I don't know if I missed it. Can
Okay, hold
somebody
on.
pull it out for me?
Maybe I get there, but you can. Why don't you talk about that since we're talking about
No,
prices?
but I didn't really catch the whole question properly. So
Okay, do we need a visa? Yes, where we can get it.
Does the
Where we
cost
can get
change
it?
for the accommodations if they go in a double room?
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Do we need a visa and where we can get it? Where we can get the visa?
Visa we will help process with
Okay.
our office in Bhutan and the government. So and the visa comes in a couple of weeks before clients travel, and we share the visa with our partner along with the flight tickets. So the Druk Air tickets for in and out of Bhutan also we will issue.
Right. How many areas are there to see for the best flow of an itinerary?
For the best
Flow of an itinerary, the
Oh,
best. Yeah.
so usually the airport the international airport is Paro. It's a beautiful, one of the most beautiful valleys in Bhutan. So you fly into Paro, and from there you drive to a place called Thimphu, which is also the capital of Bhutan. Not very far. In Bhutan, distances are not very long. From Paro, you drive from Thimphu, a couple of nights in Thimphu, you go to Punakha, and now you are heading more little bit towards east of Bhutan. And from Punakha, you go to a place called Gangte, further east, and from Gangte, either you could take a smaller plane back to Paro or drive all the way back. And if people have more time, you can keep going east and exit to a place called Bumthang, which you exit into the Indian border by land, to a state called Assam in the northeast of India. So a lot of our clients, well, not a lot, some of our clients, they start in Paro and they exit on the eastern border with India and fly out from there to Delhi and out. But you can do a loop and fly back into Paro and continue out.
I have a question. Can you fly from Bumthang to Gangte, or does it have to be driven? And if you drive, how long will it take?
Yeah, you can absolutely. You can't fly. You can drive. It's about 3 to 4 hours.
But how is the driving route? Do you have to go back to Paro, or do you just go straight
No,
from
no, no.
Bumthang to Gangte?
No, you can go from Bumthang to Gangte. You don't have to go to Paro.
So you just so you can. There is a direct flight. Is that like once a day? Is it daily?
No. Not drive. Prerna, can you come in on that?
My question is, can you fly with an airplane from BhutanThe to Gangte?
No, you can
no,
no,
we
you can. So get it to
I thought,
Bhutan will
like
be a drive.
in the past, you couldn't fly. I was just wondering if there is a flight now.
No.
Okay, all right. So, and then is the road any better or?
Yes, the road condition is very, very good in this part of the area.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So what has happened in the last couple of years, since you asked about the road, the entire Indian road system in Bhutan was taken over by the Indian Army. Indian government works very closely with Bhutan, and we have resold the entire roads in Bhutan, and they are really, really very, very good now, unlike in the past, you know.
Okay, and is it easier to drive like without having any issues like in the winter?
No, absolutely no problem
Okay,
anymore.
all right. Okay, all right, thank you.
Vishwas, how long does it take the visa to process?
So visa takes about, I would say, a couple of weeks from the
Okay.
time we submit all the papers. 4 to 6 weeks, no more, to be honest, you know.
Oh,
And
okay.
so the visa does not arrive really, say, if somebody has booked a trip 6 months in advance and we've paid the money and all, the visa usually comes couple of weeks before clients are scheduled to fly in, because they have a system of processing the visas as per arrivals, you know, of clients into Bhutan. So one should not expect that the trip is booked 8 months ahead, the visa will arrive 6 months ahead. The visa will arrive only a couple of weeks before, but that's something which the operations team in the office control, and it's sorted out. It's a well-oiled system.
Thank you. I think we cover all of the questions. I know Vita Vega from Mexico City was asking if you have a suggested itinerary, if it's possible to share with her. Vita, we will. I can see Vishwa's face saying yes, we can. So
Yeah, I mean, you know, the good thing, Caesar, is that, as I said, you know, none of us had been to Bhutan since the pandemic happened. And this summer, we decided to send 4 people from the management team to Bhutan to get an update, to learn more, to see the new hotels, understand what's happening, all the new experiential travels being introduced for clients on the ground. And I think the team is almost ready now with the news, completely a new outlook of Bhutan in terms of programs, detailing a lot of things, and it's working really, really well. So I think shortly we will be sharing with Caesar, with your team, a new Bhutan unveiling, and which you can always share in a newsletter with all the clients and all the partners, you know.
Beautiful. Thank you. The local guides goes with the clients for the entire trip. This is
Absolutely.
service from touchdown to takeoff from Bhutan, correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
is your
Absolutely.
office on the ground in Bhutan or elsewhere?
In Bhutan.
Very good. Tina, thank you.
Is the hike.
And is the hike up to Tiger's Nest easy? How fit do you need to be?
I'm going to leave that to Prerna to answer, because she just did it, you know. Who else? Prerna, be honest.
How fit do you need to be, Prerna? How much you need to
No,
practice?
I mean, it is a very interesting hike, I must say. I'm not really into hiking and all, but if I can do it, I'm sure many people can do it, of like, I mean, 60 plus, 70 plus above. Like the guide also told us that people do it. If you have the will to do it, you will be able to do it. And it's a very nice, slow paced one. You don't have to just rush there. Yes, but it is an experience to go there and come back. And after just visiting the place, visiting the monastery, you get a different energy altogether. And it is actually encouraging we also give encouragement to the people who are like going uphill. So we are telling, yes, you will really enjoy it. No worries. Take your time. It's an easy and a very enjoyable hike, I must say.
All right.
May
Excellent.
I ask you a question? I'm sorry, I'm driving and listening. I can't write. Do you still go up? Like, do they still have the mules to take you halfway up?
Yes, they do have that option
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, that's the toughest part. So if someone doesn't want to walk, they could take the mule up to a certain point,
Yes.
which is the
Yes,
most.
and now they have also a nice road, which initially was like from the main road, they have created a small road where the vehicles go up to a certain level. They park the vehicles. Initially, what we were also being informed that it was like 2 miles, you can say, we had to walk from the main road as well. But now it is like very well developed. During the pandemic as well, all the local guides, the chauffeurs there, they just wanted to create some natural steps. So they used logs of wood and they created mud steps there. So it is a little more better in between for normal people also to just take those larger steps instead of just walking up the hill, making their own path. So they have a nicer path now. Yes.
Prerna, how long
Thank
did you
you.
take to climb up? How long did you take to walk up? Be honest.
Approximately 2.5 hours, I must say. It took
Yeah,
me.
Wow.
yeah,
I was the
yeah.
slowest one in my group, but yeah, 2.5 from the guide's perspective is a good time. You can easily just enjoy the hike and go and take rest in between. Yes.
It
How
took
many
us 2.5.
steps is that is part of the question that I have here.
Leo already answered that
Yes, it's in the chat
Oh,
box.
okay.
in the chat box.
And also, is the altitude a problem in Bhutan? And I, probably can answer that. It depends on each person, right? Everybody is different when it comes to altitude. So some people are more sensitive than others, but is that a problem in general?
No. Tenzing, you want to answer that?
No, I don't think so.
Then
Okay.
why?
She didn't hear that.
So,
Okay, I will
for
answer that. See,
example,
what happened is that,
While crossing, yes.
no, let me say, see what happened is with the altitude, normally when you cross the threshold of going above 3,000 meters, which is about almost 10,000 feet, and
Mhm.
depends on which part of the Himalayas you are in. Now, Bhutan is a heavily forested country, okay? And you don't cross the tree line in any of your trips, any of your sightseeing places or excursions you do, you know. So it is not a problem with the altitude, unless you go on a high altitude trek, which is one of the most popular treks in Bhutan, is called the Chomanhari trek, you know, where you go above the tree line and you go on areas of 4,000 meters. Then yes, you have to have a little bit of acclimatization. But the way the programs for our clients are paced in Bhutan, and the progress is anyway very well balanced, keeping this factor in mind. But you do not go to serious high altitudes during these programs.
If someone has fear of heights, is tiger nest out of the question?
Prerna?
No, I don't think so. You will have any fear of height unless and until you see from one point where they try to show you from where you started. Otherwise, it is not because you're just taking different routes and trying to just be at your destination, which is an amazing experience. But height issue can be with only few people who are really like looking down the steps, or maybe at one point when they show you from where you started. That is the only place.
Okay, thank you, Prerna. And then, is any type of vaccine required?
No.
No vaccine. What is the currency used?
USD, US dollars.
Okie dokie. I think,
Well-
think we answered all the questions.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything, guys? Did you see anything I didn't?
No, that's it.
No. Okay.
I mean,
And
Bhutan,
thank you,
of course,
everybody,
has
for all
their
the
own.
questions. I really appreciate it. Yes, Vishwas, go ahead. Sorry.
Bhutan also has their, of course, their local currency, the Bhutanese rupiah, as we call it. But in Bhutan, you can use the dollars, you can use Indian rupees as well as the local Bhutanese rupees.
And credit cards.
And credit cards. You can there are ATM
Very good.
machines. You can withdraw. You can use credit cards in restaurants, in hotels, everywhere.
Where is the tipping rules in Bhutan? Do you tip?
See, yeah, so there are tipping rules. So what happens is the part of our documentation, which we send to our partners, includes a whole list of tipping guidelines, which clients can adhere to, whether tipping the driver or the guides or the hotel staff or the people in the airports. So it comes in a whole chart, which the partners can share with the clients, before the clients leave.
Before they travel. Amazing. Do you have any itineraries that combine high altitude trekking in Nepal with this Bhutan itinerary?
Absolutely, we could. If we could have that email, share the email. We would be happy to send it across.
Yes,
Vishwas, I'm gonna share all the attendance with you, so you're gonna be able to share all the itineraries that you have available.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Absolutely.
So how long is the response time for a private customized request for a leisure FIT?
Great question. I was expecting that much earlier, but we keep the best for the last, as we say in questions. So see, what happens is whenever, say, any partner sends us a request, be it for Nepal, be it for India, be it for Bhutan, so within the first reply, which will pop onto your computer, is within 24 hours. Now, the first reply is, we have received your request. If there are any questions, we will ask you. And then within the next, once you reply back, if to our questions, within 48 hours, you will get a detailed program and itinerary on your system. So how we really work, honestly, for our products or for our programs is, if we get a request from your end, well, first time clients, 2 people, 10 days in Bhutan, this is the level of hotels they want to be. So what we will do is before we start building a program, we will possibly send you links of certain hotels, which possibly could be of interest to the clients. The partner should be able to share that with the agent, with the client, and come back to us. But within 72 hours, 90% you will have the program with us after the first 2 initial emails, with the price.
Perfect. And yes, I'm going to answer this question. It is recorded, the session. All the Q&As are recorded, and you will have it up on our website within 48 hours. So you can check our website under the webinar sections, and you can listen to this again.
I have a quick question. Sorry.
Tipping. What's that?
Sorry, I have a quick question. I don't know if it was asked. When we're billing our clients, is it gross? So the travel advisor fee is in the whole fee, right? Since it's all inclusive except for the flights.
Yeah. Can I take that, Caesar?
Yeah, of course.
So what happened is that 2 ways to do this, and we do it always 2 ways. First is either, depending on a client's request, we send you a program and a price which is commissionable to you, or it is a net price. When it is commissionable to you, when the trip ends, the Biggeri+Universe will send you a check of the commission. And that's how it works. So it is completely, you have to let us know you want the program and the price net to you or commissionable to you. Either way, we include the credit card fees as part of the price, so we don't add it later. That's how it works.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead. No,
yeah,
go
on
ahead.
hotels, are you flexible with the hotels? Because some clients are particular about where they would like to stay.
Absolutely. It's client's time, client's money, client's holidays. We are very good with that. So no problem at all.
Okay, great. And then you do those bookings, or we would do the hotel bookings part? Or
we would, if you allow us to do, we would do everything.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Is price broken down?
Usually, no.
No. Okay, I think we are done with questions. And this has been very exciting that people have so many questions. So we're going to do our question now. So again, the first agent that answered the correct answer will win the $100 card. So Roberto, whenever you're ready, you can put it on the chat box and have your fingers ready and your keyboard ready so you can type.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Debbie Kelly. Wow, she was fast.
But we have a lot of right answers, which is great. It's not,
My goodness.
yeah, so people were paying attention. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and we will be with you next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. In the meantime, any questions, send it to us or send it to the team in Dubai and India, and we'll share all the information with you as well. So until then, thank you.
Thank you.